towards your goal in life. Should I say this? Let me see how I can say this. Should I tell you guys this? Okay. Sometimes you need an energy audit. I used to do it every August to September, right? Look back at the year before the year ends. See how far I've come to what it is that I plan to for this year, and make adjustments real quick before the end of the year. And I already start thinking about what I'm going to do for next year, right? That's how I usually do my thing, and without saying too much. Recently, what I've started to do more, and I got this insight from one of my mentors, and she's where I want to be. Like, she's actually, 7 figures US going up to 8 figures, almost there. What she says to me, what I got from her was, a lot of times you have energy leaks, and they're not the big things, they're the small things. And you have to do an energy audit. And when she said that to me, Miss T, Gaza Ricardo, when she said that to me, it was like, ping, a light switch went off. That's why it's important to get around the right people. And that's why it's important to be around people that are better than you. Because the way they think, or the things that they pick up to actually be better than you, they will actually let you know about them just by listening to them in conversation and actually meeting them with their minds, right? So yeah, she says that sometimes, Julia, and I said to myself, but at first in my mind I was the defensive a little bit, because not to her, but in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, but I handle my energy pretty good. I'm pretty scheduled. I do my yoga, I do my running. Yeah, I'm good with energy, But then I said to myself, why though did I feel that resistance when she said it? Right? Why did? So every time when I feel something like that, I always question myself, because I know it's from somewhere, right? Anytime when something triggers you, there is a grain of truth in it. So me knowing that, and me being as honest with myself as I possibly can, because that's just the step, that's just the real thing about growth. You have to be honest with yourself and not be afraid to. I said, Julia, why did that trigger you in that way, to where you actually sounded defensive in your own mind? Because I knew that I had certain energy leaks that basically I would probably put off as, well, I work so hard, so this is comfort, right? But how much of an energy, like, is it worth it? So we must always, so I used to look at ROI, return. I used to look at return on investment in things that I was doing, clubs that I was a part of, things that I was giving into, like every August, September. That's just me. I've been doing that forever, since I started my first business, right? And I always thought that, yes, I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game, because these people do their audits usually December, thinking about New Year's resolutions. And I'm starting my New Year's resolution from September. So I'm ahead of the game. These are the things that I like, peanut jet. These are the things. Sorry. These are the things that I tell myself, right? But how she said it to me, it's like an ongoing audit that we have to do, right? Ongoing audit. And not just, and she said, not just with energy leak, but she says that, and she said to me, and Julia, you know already that money is energy. Because I was telling her that the books that I'm going to be doing, I told her that 2 people asked me for 2 business books, that are financial books, and I'm getting ready for them, etc. And I asked her for a list of some financial books that helped her, because this lady, she grew up poor, poor, trailer park poor, right? And she is where she is right now. So she gave me 7 books that she said, Julia, these ones, I still read them now. So I said, great. So now I have to go get them. Some of them are ordered online. A couple of them I'm gonna do audiobooks, but I still do want to have the hardcover, right? The paper cover, whatever. And she said to me, and when you're thinking about it, also think about money too, because you know money is an energy. And I say, yeah, I know money is an energy. And we were discussing it. We were discussing about certain beliefs people have about money, certain things I need to talk about with us, with our community, right? Our relationship with money. Um, how some people easy to make it, hard to keep it. Some people hard to make it, and when they get it, it seems like it go through their hands, and the certain different mindsets with money, etc. So me and her we are having a really, really great conversation. And these are things that I know cerebrally, but it's good to actually hear her talk about it, especially from the level where she's at, which is where I want to be eventually, right? Well, everything is eventually if it's in the future. Anyhow, so yeah, so we're just talking about it, right? So she says also too, like look on the return on investment of we always look at it with spending, with money too, and that's also an energy, right? So she says you have to be able to audit certain parts of your life when it comes on to energy leaks, and make sure that whatever that energy leak is, it actually has a return on investment, a good return on investment, right? So there's that. So anyhow, how did we get there? This is what happens when you don't have when you just open talking today. um where was I? Yeah. Question your hobbies, addictions, and beliefs. We're at number 3, right? And beliefs to ensure that they move you towards your goal in life. So what I started doing, and you know what? It's not going to take anything from me to actually share my tips with you. These are no secrets. If it can help you, it will help you. What I actually start doing is looking over my day, and I started this year, February. Usually I would have like a gratitude practice in the morning, in the evening, and talk about what I'm grateful for. But now what I started doing since February, March, is looking over my day and actually auditing my day without I didn't even realize that's what I was doing, and seeing what I did today that actually moved me closer or farther from the goals that I had set up, right? So I start to score my days. It's fun. You kind of feel like you're in a video. You can make things fun. You can make it fun, right? You gotta make it feel like you're in a video game type of thing. You can make it fun. So like I look back at my day and I'm thinking, okay, this what I did here moved me closer to my goal of saving X amount of money towards my trip next year. But this what I did right here, eating 5 donuts, that actually moved me farther away from my goal of losing X and X amount of weight. You see what I'm saying? So you actually audit yourself. So that's what I started doing since February, right? Um, and I think it's helpful. Hi, Misty. She said that's a good idea to score your days. Keeps you on track towards. Yeah, Misty, I started doing that in February. I'm actually looking at the things that I've done, that I did, and see exactly, did it move me towards it or did it take me away from it? And then afterwards, I try to make up for it. You know what I mean? So I don't stray too far from my goals. But what she was saying about auditing energy leaks, and some people like us, Misty, will probably do it naturally. Like, for instance, we don't get into gossip. That's a big energy leak. And that's just because of who we are. And we know that like our minds and our energy is best spelled somewhere else. But that's us not knowing what we're doing, right? We don't know that actually we're auditing our energy. So auditing for certain energy. So gossip, that's a big energy leak. Complaining, huge energy leak. I never do that, right? spending time, with the wrong people, or where you're not celebrated, right? Or casting process, right? That's a big energy leak. And you can feel it. And then there's this quote that I read last week. I don't remember what book it was. Or was it last week before? Whichever. And it said, how you know that something is right for you, it will give you energy. That's the truest thing of everything ever. Like, and I thought back on it, right? Whenever I'm doing something that I really enjoy or really good for me, it gives me energy. When I'm swimming, it gives me energy. When I'm making jewelry or making these crowns and stuff like that, it gives me energy. When I'm actually doing these reading the books, it gives me energy. Like, I actually feel excited to do it. I feel good doing it, right? And then sometimes you're around certain people, they just give you energy. They just give you life. They just give you energy, right? They feel vibrant. You just feel it. And then there's some people that you're around, and they suck the life out of you. Energy vampires, I call them. They suck the living life, because they always have a problem for every solution. There are people like that. They have a problem for every solution, or they always want to complain, or they don't emotionally regulate. So because they don't emotionally regulate and they're in a bad mood, they want you to be in a bad mood, or they want you to feel bad. Energy vampires. So you have to be able to pay attention to how you feel energy wise after or during your activities, right? So that audit. So I was auditing myself, Misty, and didn't know that's what I was doing. But she does it on a whole different level. She does it not only by doing, like I would do it. I was doing it just by task. Like, okay, you went to gym today for an hour. Okay, that moved you towards it. Okay, you made cow foot soup. You ate the whole thing. That kind of probably move you away from it a little bit. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So I was doing it by activity. She is on a different level. She did it. She was doing it, and which I'm excited to start, by everything thought. She said, was that thought? I was thinking that, was that an energy leak, or was that a thought that actually moved me towards what it is that I'm trying to accomplish? Like, I thought I was the most fiercest guardian of thought. I truly believe that. Like, I am savage when it comes on to pruning my thoughts, right? Savage, because of the fact that I know that thought vibration is a thing, and I know that your thoughts affects your actions, and it affects your manifestations, and how quickly you bring your manifestation